Hey, I want to tell you a story. A story that I was out in Spain, wandering around this little town, and it was a little town. Not a village, but wasn't a town. It was in between. And as we were walking around, surprise, surprise, there's a blooming Buddhist temple, and it was really quite big. So impressive. And you see, it was welcoming. It's really weird. The doors were open and there's not too many people around, but it was so welcoming. So I went inside. And as I went inside, I just got this feeling. It was a feeling of, and the only way I could describe it right now is of grace. What does grace feel like? I don't know. But it feels like there's grace, quietness, peacefulness. And what I thought while I was just wandering around, it was just open. I just felt like there was echoes of the past, of previous people being there. And I'm not talking about psychic and things like that, but it just had that feeling. That feeling. And I know I get that when with our clinics, we've got this, each clinic has got a room where we work with clients. And there's a special feeling about that room, or those rooms. Because they're the rooms where people have made massive changes. They've let go of negative emotions, negative beliefs, and just changed in front of our eyes. Like magical, but it isn't. But those rooms hold that emotion. And I was just wondering, where could you find that Buddhist temple around you? Where could you find something like that? Or find something like our clinic room? And I'm not thinking going to look for a Buddhist temple. I'm just thinking maybe there's a park somewhere where you could just sit with a tree. Maybe not hug a tree. If you want to hug a tree, hug a tree. But if you could just stand beside it and just notice the beauty. Notice if you can feel or hear or resonate with the echoes of that area. And then I thought, well, what about a library? It's libraries or a church. And it doesn't matter whether you're particularly religious. Just going into churches, sometimes you just feel different. And if you wanted to, and I really say, this is a weird thing I say, go look for a feeling. And when you feel it, look around. And if you wanted to, you can just say to yourself, I'm going to remember this. Maybe just squeeze a finger and thumb together and remember which one it was. So the next time you can't find that quiet place, the place with echoes, you just squeeze that finger and thumb together. And you'll feel it again. Because in my mind's eye now, I can remember that Buddhist temple. I could go back there in my mind and feel it again. And the thing is, when you do that, you can change your state in an instant. I know we've talked about changing states quickly, and this is one way to do it. And it's not a big jump. On this one, it's not a big jump because it's a memory. It's a real memory of yours. And it's, to me, it's not a massive change of state anyway. We're not going from depression to, we're just going, I just want to chill. I want to relax. I just want to be calm. And that's, I know I talk about stopping and pausing and look for beauty. But there are so many places with good vibrations that can seep into your muscles. And it's just like a little recharge. It doesn't have to be long. But it gives you that little recharge, time to just decompress, if that's the right word. Just to let go, feel good, and then get on with your day, knowing you can always come back to this by just remember it. So that was my little 5-minute quickie to you, just to give you we've all got it in us. We've all got things around us where we can find these examples of just good vibrations that we can use. And I hope you do that. And I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you found and what you experienced. If you do that, feedback at email, what am I talking about, Cluffy? feedback@personaldevelopmentunplugged.com. I'd love to hear your experiences, because then I can either share them with others, which I will do on the podcast or with my friends, but also share them with myself to go and look for similar things. And that would be brilliant. So thank you so much for listening. I do hope you get those good vibes. You may even remember you've already had those experiences, and you can go back in your mind right now and just bring them to mind and bring them to feeling and enjoy. And then you begin to enjoy every heartbeat. It's time to fly, my friends. See you next time. Bye-bye now.
Warning, you are now leaving the unplugged mind of Paul Clough. It's time to fly on your own. Be brave, my friend.
Personal Development Unplugged.
Hey, welcome to the 5-minute Quickie. And if you're new here, just a little explanation what a 5-minute Quickie podcast is with the Personal Development Unplugged podcast. But it's basically me just musing and hopefully getting you to muse, to think about different things, just over say 5 minutes. Maybe you'll take them away. Those thoughts, develop them. Maybe we can develop them together in a longer podcast. Sometimes they'll be. Well, they're never 5 minutes. I'll tell you that now. Or very rarely. There may even be a little process there. I don't know. But it's things that I've come across, read, heard. And just something I want to share with you. Just to think and to probe and get ourselves in a way that we can just keep striving to be that little bit different. A little bit better, so we can be the change we want to see in others, and be the change we want to be in ourselves. Just a thought. Just becoming aware of maybe what is new, what we can do. When we start thinking of things like that, I believe it means we start to create those things as well. Because you have a feeling. The feeling that those thoughts generate, and that feeling will resonate into action and results. Anyway, that's a quick roundup intro. 5-minute Quickie.